right, and we are back here in the fourth quarter action. And the fourth quarter is going to be brought to you by Park Villa Senior Living, or Assisted Living. It's a place to be, as Doug Maddox would say. Go ahead and see Doug. He's got a new office there across from the courthouse in the
Krav Maga
building. Ha! I'm getting it right
That's
now.
Mr. Dean Bridges.
All right. So a quick three-pointer there by the Bullpups.
Yeah, Cameron McElroy just continuing to fire from downtown. Having a nice night here. First home game for the 2019 season.
Usually I do have their names in my app when I'm able to tell you how many points they're scoring too, but Dylan Barnes here with the quick drive. And I don't have their names in there. I got here a little late, so.
It's all good. A little bit different. We stepped across the state line tonight. Some things they do differently here.
They started early.
Started a little earlier. The run out was a little different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
We're in Kansas now, Toto.
It's all good, though. It's fun to step out of state and play nearby. Like nobody's going to try to sub here. I don't know if
Josiah Clark going to step in for John Hill.
That John just picked up his fourth foul. Is that right?
I think so. So, number 21, Josiah Clark, seeing his first action of the night. Bullpups inbound the ball underneath the goal to the top of the key. You got to stay on that guy. He is just hitting. Good attempt there by Josiah for the steal. Another three-point attempt by the Bullpups. Good rebound here.
They've been on a little bit of a drought. They've had good looks, too.
Good defense. No. Oh. Caney Valley, they got one that I don't think they deserved there.
Kel Smith, the 6-foot sophomore guard, picks up the foul. Mark Price with an opportunity to put two in the basket right here.
And he hits the first one. Yeah, the clock has been running.
Yeah, the clock.
What'd you have to stop that? You had to stop it. She has it stopped at 6:58.
But it started running before I wasn't going to say anything, but it started running before we inbounded the ball earlier. And I'm talking just a couple of seconds, but there it was.
Timeout.
He's having to call a timeout because the game management. The clock's still running. I'll ask this, Will. Is there a rule on the Kansas side that if you're up a certain point?
I watched it happen for the first time in the tournament when I was doing the PA.
Right.
Both coaches acknowledged each other and said, we're up 30 points. Can we run the clock the rest of the time to get this game over with?
Right. That's kind of a gentleman's agreement.
Exactly. I know Coach Hollingshed would never do that no matter how many points he's down. He's not going to say run the clock. So maybe in Kansas, if there's a run rule, so I guess I'm guessing that's what they're explaining right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just trying to understand.
That's another interesting note that that I remember from the OSU Missouri game. Different reps do different things.
That's true.
It's 29. So what the PA announcer said is there is a rule in the state of Kansas that when you're up after a certain point, there is a running clock. I was not quite able to understand what that point. If it's 30, no one is only down 29. So I don't know. I didn't hear the important detail there about.
Okay, and I guess if they're going off of it, it would have been that last free throw he hit. So 6:17, I guess, would have been correct.
And once he hit it, that brought us under 30 points. So I think we're going to go with that. Again, like I said, stepping across the Oklahoma line, things do change.
Yeah, different. You're right.
So.
Oh, off the foot. Nobody takes possession. So.
But that must not be true because the clock's continuing to run. So it's obviously not a 30-point.
Not a 30-point.
And Will, let's just be honest. Nobody needs to get some good offensive possessions right here.
Yeah.
29-point lead when you've scored 33. It's going to be tough to overcome.
There's a lot riding on these next 3 to 4 possessions. It's a big deal here. Every possession is important. Like Coach Nolan used to say, every possession is, but some of them are a little bit more important than others. Good turnover here forced by the Ironmen. So we're going to go to the line and shoot 2 here for Dylan Barnes.
I had started making a comment. I noticed you guys had your headsets off trying to figure out what was going on in the court, but during the OSU-Missouri game, whenever they were playing SEC, their refs were SEC refs.
Yep.
Made a completely
I think they should have been either Pac-10 refs, I think, because that's like there was I think there was some ACC and SEC teams playing, and the Big 12 referees were refereeing that game. I didn't realize that happened. Because Mike Piera or whatever his name is, the guy that's just ripped, that's a Big 12 referee.
Oh, yeah.
He was repping for him.
Sorry, guys. I was just trying to get clarification on that. What the point differential needs to be for that clock to run, because it's obviously not 30 minutes. Sorry, I might have interrupted what y'all were doing.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was kind of accentuating that point of being in a different state, being in different rules. I guess it was the Big 12. No, I'm sorry, the Pac-12. During the OSU-Missouri game, people were confused. We're listening to the radio, and the guys were like, I'm not sure this is the rule that we understand. There's a little confusion there.
Right, because I think that Pac-12 officials calling a SEC Big 12 game, and I remember hearing that. So
people get angry when they get confused, especially whenever they're fired up about trying to win a basketball game.
You're right. So Mr. Barnes is going to go to the line here. We didn't take that. Did we take that timeout in the middle of the free throws?
Yes.
Okay. No, well, he's still shooting 2, according to this ref here. This ref, this ref guy, he just said 2 shots.
I guess it's better to go after it after 1 than after a 1 and 1 and miss and everybody watches it. So.
You're right. Lane violation, so we're going to shoot 1 more.
There we go. We're going to make one of these 3. I have a good feeling here.
I think also no one has got that fighting mentality. They don't want scrappers.
Oh, dang it. I didn't get to see any of football season, but Marcus has told me that, and I know you got to see a lot of it, Clinton. And what I've seen on the basketball court is just outstanding, but Dylan Barnes is an athlete.
Yeah.
He is spectacular.
And he has physically matured so much from last year as a sophomore to this year as a junior. He may not even know it if he just saw him standing there, but he's quite explosive.
Yeah, and he's a quarterback, right?
He played quarterback as well, yeah. Towards the end of the season, they moved him from linebacker to defensive end. He ended up becoming the defensive end of the year in the district and only played 4 or 5 games there.
Wow.
So.
Well, he had an older brother that is pretty good at football, too. That was a charge. Yeah, he was set. Good call there by the refs. I always have to give credit when charges. You got to give credit where credit's due on those.
You prided yourself in taking some charges, didn't you?
I took me some good charges. You sacrifice your body. You deserve it. So the Bullpups here up 28. 4 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. That might have been a walk there. Deep 3 there. Yeah, they're going to get Dylan for over the back.
I almost said earlier whenever he got his first foul, I was like, oh, it's 3rd quarter, and Dylan just got his first foul. Now he's up to 3
Up to 3, yeah. So we're going to go to the line here and shoot 1 and 1. Both teams in the bonus.
Sage Cowell, 6'1" senior guard for the Bullpups at the line. 21, Andrew Desir, 6'1" senior forward, is going to check in for the Bullpups.
And John Hill is going to check in here for the Ironmen. He checked in for Mark Price. Oh, John Hill, another one.
And I like what I see down here from Greg. You probably can't see it on camera, but down on the bench, Coach Hollingshed's coming over. Mark didn't have a good game. He's kind of been our offensive catalyst. Not been his night. Coach encouraging, hey, I don't know what he said. There's going to be nights like this. You do what you do, and you're going to help us be a good team.
Yep. And I know people have heard it on air already from me this year, but Caney Valley tournament my senior year, as I went out for the captain's meeting before the game. A ref said, it has always stuck with me, and it will always stick with me. We're going to miss calls just like y'all are going to miss shots. So it just kind of goes back to that. He's going to have his off nights. He's going to miss his shots every once in a while, but you got to keep doing it. You got to keep showing him, throwing him in there, and they'll fall for him.
Oh yeah, already have, right?
Yeah.
And really, the first year he's played high school basketball, and we're only 10 games into the season. So
it is crazy to think about it. We're just barely halfway.
And we've got a busy January.
Heck, we got the NEO tournament starting 2
I
weeks.
say the 25th to the 28th, if that's
So yeah.
Celebrate homecoming next Friday night.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
All right, this fourth quarter of play is brought to you by Park Villa Assisted Living. It's the place to be.
I've heard it is the place to be.
I know a couple different people that have some stuff out there at Park Villa. And of course, I'm a little bit biased, I guess, because that's my old cousin Dougie, but he does a good job. He owns a couple different places everywhere.
Good to see John Hill getting a free throw. He struggled from the free throw line, so good to see one go in for him there.
Oh, that's another thing I think we really are doing a lot worse this game than we have in the past couple. This breaking down, going for these shot fakes. We're trying to get so many blocks tonight. We just need to break down and shuffle the feet and keep your hands up. So we're running the clock now.
Oh, it's been running.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth after something like this. Young team, their golden years are ahead of them.
Right.
You gotta have that little gravel in your gut.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. We've got some exciting years that are going to be coming.
You gotta know how to fail too.
And Dylan Barnes knocks down that second free throw. So. Yeah, and the season's still long, right? I mean, districts will be the middle of February. Yeah, coach has got something to work with. They go back to school, get back in their routine, go back to practice. You got some game film to say, hey, we got a lot of area to improve.
That's right.
You come in at 8-2 record. This Caney team had already beaten Dewey, who you would beat pretty easily at home. Maybe you had a little bit of a feeling good about yourself.
Got this one in Kansas.
All right.
This one in Kansas.
So that's going to run out.
All right, yeah. The clock's going to run out here. The Ironmen are going to fall in Caney Valley, 63-37 to the Caney Valley Bullpups. So this fourth quarter was brought to you by Park Villa. And next time you go into the depot, we got a good commercial. I know. I just saw it come out the other day. Did you see it on Facebook?
I have not yet seen it. I need to
check it out.
What's that all about?
It is happening. They bring in about their pies and all the good stuff that they have in there, you know. So next time you visit your waitress and tell them that you heard about us or heard about the depot on KGC TV live stream. So, well, the Ironmen fall here in Caney Valley. I think, like we were talking about earlier, it's not all losses are they're not good by any means, but I think this is a good one. That it's a good slap and to get back in the groove of things and know where we need to go with things.
Yeah, I don't think you expected to come in and lose by 26.
That's right.
You've been playing pretty good basketball, but you got something
to work on.
I think when they get back in the routine of being in school, regular games, regular nights, we'll continue to see them get better.
We'll get back in it.
I think of the my name is Sue kind of situation. Gravel in the gut and spit in your eye.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that one.
Got to have a little bit of that.
So our next game, I don't have my schedule on me at the moment.
Tuesday night.
Actually, I'm sorry, I do have my schedule here.
Tuesday night they go to take on the Wildcats at Welch.
So
And a reminder to have folks take probably Highway 10 since 60's shut down right now.
That's right, yes.
So just jog on up to Highway 10, head across beautiful Highway 10 to Welch, Oklahoma. That's
what I was telling. We took Highway 10 tonight to the game. My mom and Haley didn't want to do it, but we did. Yeah. I made that executive decision. It's pretty. You can't beat the countryside.
There you go.
So here's another question as far as tips for next week. The game started at 6 o'clock tonight. On the schedule it said 6:30. Is there some way for us to figure that out?
I think that's probably, again, a Kansas thing. I think that's Caney Valley's probably regular start times.
Oh, okay.
I would say in Oklahoma, Will's played a lot of high school basketball.
It's 6:30.
6:30 and 8 standard. I think it's because we came to Kansas and they do things just a little different, and that's
They're a little
okay.
different up here.
In life, you get things that are just a little different thrown at you.
You got to
so.
throw the curveball, and you got to take it, drive it, and hit it out of the park.
So it's not like a horizontal time zone, 30-minute difference.
No.
Okay, so 6:30. What day?
Tuesday night?
Tuesday night
night.
at Welch.
In Big
Welch,
Welch.
Oklahoma.
At Welch. And
You
we've
know?
taken on Welch twice already this year, right?
I think just once.
Just
I think
once.
We played them early at home.
We played them early, and we did win that one, I know.
Yeah, the boys did.
Yes, we did. 54-17
And the girls still looking to.
to get that revenge.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is it for this evening. The Ironmen fall here 63-37 in Caney Valley. We will
Caney Valley, Kansas.
Caney Valley,
Caney Valley,
Kansas.
Kansas, up above the state line. So we will be back Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
January 8th at Welch at 6:30, and we'll be there with the girls' game. So this has been KGC TV 25. Thank you for tuning in this evening.